Hey guys, hope everyone is doing good. I'm doing good myself. Have been pretty busy, not playing too much Civ, but let me show you something. So this is my full Earth map for Civ 5 using real world data. So what we have here is we've sampled real world elevation data to dictate whether things should be ocean, coast, land, hills, or mountains. Then I found something called the Köppen Geiger map, climate map, which basically dictates the climate in every area of the world. So that's going to define whether things are plains, tundra, snow, grassland, or desert. It's also going to have a big part in like forest. There's certain like temperate and boreal climates where a lot more forests spawn compared to like more plains like climates. Obviously we've got the desert climates and then we've got the rainforest climates as well, down in South America and like Indonesia. I found some maths formula for getting an area preserving map for sampling the world. So basically what that means is we're trying to get a spherical map onto a rectangle. The world is not actually flat, guys, if you didn't know that. So it's a little bit difficult to get it to look right, but basically the poles are going to be squished in terms of latitude in order to make them not appear too big. Otherwise Antarctica would extend like all the way out here. It would be like the biggest continent in the world, which wouldn't really make sense. And Greenland would be massive as well. So the poles might look a bit squished, I guess. But like I said, it's area preserving. And I think none of the rest of the map really looks squished. So I think that's all good. We also have real world locations for natural wonders. Again, based on the coordinates that they exist at, we can see Gibraltar there. We can see there's a couple of wonders in North America, actually. I didn't know they were all here, like Grand Mesa, Old Faithful, and, sorry, Old Faithful's there. That is Barrington Crater, and then Fountain of Youth, allegedly. So that's an option in the map to have the natural wonders in their proper locations instead of random. There's also an option for real world Civ placement, so the starting locations of all the players in the game will be dictated by the location of their capital city. Bit of a risky one, so I defaulted it as off just because it does cause some conflicts. Europe is very, very squished, and Istanbul and Constantinople are literally in the same place, so that's not great. Babylon also starts very close to Assyria. So yeah, use that one with caution, but it's a cool feature, I think, if you want a more like historically accurate setting, I guess. Bunch of other tweaks I made. I updated the river system a bit. I updated the luxury placement, so it's going to be similar to the random luxuries map that I talked about a bit ago. I think I used it in the Portugal game, where luxuries are not necessarily regional. They're more likely to be scattered in random locations, so they're not going to be like 3 luxuries around your capital always, like there usually is. Again, there's options for this stuff though. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I did a couple of streams, I think, where I was doing some coding for it. It was good to see some of you guys there. I'll release it in the description so you guys can check it out and let me know what you think. I think most of the, Europe is a little bit sus just because Europe's so small, it's hard to get like the detail right of some of the areas where like one tile can make such a big difference depending on like where the sampling is. And I'm a bit sad about the Nile. Most of the other rivers are like pretty legit, I think, like comparing them to the major rivers in the world, but the Nile, for some reason, it just loves to go east here instead of going north. I didn't want to just hack it and like force the Nile to go upwards. I think maybe it does go upwards on some of the other map sizes. This is the huge map, so this is the literal maximum size that a Civ map can be. But yeah, there's options for smaller ones, though they're all fairly big by Civ map standards. Though a lot of the map is ocean. Pacific Ocean is very, very big. It's got some nice islands in it though. Did a little bit of work on the island creation logic because I wanted Polynesia to be more playable. It's hard to get the island sampling correct just because it's so easy to miss a small island in a vast ocean when you're finding like the points to sample the elevation at. But I think most of these are like in actual locations of legit islands, so I'm happy with that. But feedback is welcome. Anyways, what we're going to do though is I want to do a game with all the civs starting in their real world locations, and then we can let the AI play and we can see who wins. One unfortunate thing right off the bat is in order to do a simulated game, so this is using the 43 civs version, which allows you to have up to 43 civs, which is all civs in the game. You can't actually, you need a spare slot if you're going to observe, so we do need to kick one civ out. I think it's going to be Germany. Sorry to any Germans out there, but it has to be a European civ, I think, just because we need the space anyway. We're not going to be able to fit them all in. And then Germany to me is like the least interesting, and like it's right in the middle, so it would be good to get rid of one from there. And I don't find any of the unique abilities like that interesting compared to the other civs. So that's the thing. It is, even with them gone though, it's going to be difficult to get all of Europe settled. I think I'm going to manually settle all the starting cities. We might have to move like Paris down to here or something, just to give some space to England and Netherlands. Maybe we can add a bit of land on top of Scotland and down here, so that we can fit Venice, because we need Venice and Austria. Maybe Austria can be like around Budapest sort of area instead. And a few small tweaks I'll probably make, like make this a canal, get rid of the mountain here, so that the Strait of Gibraltar exists. That shouldn't take too long, but yeah, I'll schedule the stream for when we're ready to do it. I did want to do it on the new version, the version 5, where it's got unique components integrated as standard, but it's like in alpha at the moment, so I don't think it's stable enough to do a 42 civ game. And I also would have to, you can't install it as a normal mod as well, which would mean I couldn't use other mods, which I need, because I need to use IG to make those map tweaks for the game. It should be interesting though. If I was a betting man, I think my money would be on the Incans. They are going to have so much space in South America. There's only the Incans and Brazil down here. There's a lot of mountains from the Andes that they can use to get their science bonus from. I also think space victory is going to be the most easy victory to go for. You know, domination with so many civs is going to be very difficult, and culture as well. You need to get influential with everyone to get culture victory. Brazil actually does have a shot though, because they're also going to have a lot of space. A lot of places for Brazil wood camps. If they can get up to the rainforest as well, it's just going to be insane amounts of culture. And the other thing they have going for them is that the map is so big that the Bandeirantes can go absolutely crazy. They get gold, science and culture from revealing tiles. If he can resist exploring too much of the world before getting to them, he could get an insane amount of policies and text from that. Which actually he might not have a choice, because I don't think he's going to be able to get like into Europe, for example, because he'll be blocked by these guys over here. I guess there's coast, but yeah, you can't join up to Antarctica to get around the other way either. I suppose there's the Bering Strait. Yeah, they could go that way. They probably will do that, but maybe they won't have time to explore so much anyway, since the map is just so big. So if I was playing, I'd definitely pick one of these guys. I maybe would even pick Brazil, because I think that would just be a very solid strat. But there's other people who should have a good game. Ethiopia has a nice spot here. They got a bit of space from the Zulus and Songhai, who are not good neighbours, but they are far away. And yeah, they've just got like a little bit of everything. It's a nice civ that can go for science victory as well. Egypt will probably struggle. I think building wonder is going to be difficult with so many civs. Everyone in Europe is going to have a bad time. Maybe one of them can go and try and colonize America, but they have to go quite a long way through Greenland, and then they're going to be met by Iroquois and stuff up here. Pocatello actually is going to have a great start. He's going to be ahead, because he's starting right by Old Faithful and the Grand Mesa as well. And he's going to have Barrington Crater very soon. Decent space for building encampments, though apparently a lot of this area is hilly. But yeah, he should have some space. America and Iroquois will probably be tripping over themselves. So he won't have a lot of competition up here. He could definitely be a strong one. Poland's normally very strong, but yeah, they're not going to have enough space. Austria, there are city-states in the game, but there's only 24 city-states and 43 civs. Hard to have the city-state allies, but I think Austria was like the strongest civ, technically, when that guy did the data analysis of AI games. I think Austria won the most, just because the Diplo victory is such a good victory type with their bonuses. I don't know what the requirements are on a game with how it scales with the number of civs and the map size, actually, so it might be insanely difficult to win, or could maybe be easy if they can buy some votes or something. I guess Russia has some good space, and maybe they can pick off some of these European guys that will start to fall behind because they won't have enough tech. Maybe Poland can get a decent start with like 2 or 3 cities, but they could get attacked by Denmark, Sweden, Russia. They will have the bonus policies though, I guess Attila, but there's a lot of forests to stop him from going too ham. Same for Mongolia. It's not really ideal land for using the horses in, I have to say. China actually probably will be able to expand out a bit here, use her unique improvement, so she could be competitive for sure. India's going to have some good space here. No one's really competing for India, so that's always a nice place to be in. I think Polynesia's start will be a bit slow, but there's so many places he could expand to. Like, if he can find his way to Australia, he's going to be able to build a lot of statues and build a lot of cities here, because it should be fairly uncontested. Indonesia is probably going to struggle with getting all of this jungle under control. And I think final civ I haven't spoken about is the Zulus, who are very isolated down in South Africa. They will have good land, but they won't be able to conquer anything really, apart from maybe some city-states. So that's going to slow them down. And I don't think domination victory is ever going to be the one. So it's really going to need to be a civ that has space to expand and then can use, because some of the civs are going to be massive. Some of them are going to be like one city. But it'll be fun to see, how the wars go, who's going to build the wonders, and how they'll play as well. I've not really actually watched AI games, so I don't know what their sort of decision making is, how they like to play the end game. It'll be fun to just observe. And like I said, I will schedule it and let you guys know when it's going to be. You can all join me there. Try out the map if you got time, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.